Hi, it's good to be a woman, and I'm here with Sylvia Sunstrum, who I found on Instagram because I was kind of looking for hashtags to do with menopause because I feel like I'm in perimenopausal mode. So I stumbled across Sylvia, and Sylvia's been following me, and I think that I mean, as soon as you meet her, you're going to see she has an amazing personality and zest for life, which attracted me to your page. And so please, Sylvia, just introduce yourself and tell us about you.
Thanks, Dolly. Well, my name's Sylvia. I'm multi-passionate, so there's a lot to tell you about me. But basically, with regards to my Instagram, I wanted to reach out to other women that were experiencing perimenopause and menopause symptoms because nobody talks about it. Nobody. And I wanted to normalize it. I was in a work environment I was the youngest out of 20 women in the work environment that I was in. And through the winter months, these women were walking in with bare feet. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's like -40 outside. Oh, you'll know soon enough. You'll know soon enough. But what am I going to know soon enough? Like, nobody talked about it. And fast forward, I ended up getting a operation where they removed my ovaries and my fallopian tubes. So that's called surgical menopause. So whereas when you're in perimenopause and menopause, you kind of gradually go through the symptoms, even though they're changing through your life, I was hit with the whole Pandora's box in one night. So I had my surgery at 4 o'clock. And by the time I came home, it's a day surgery. And by the time I came home, I was experiencing everything. I was just like this crazy woman when I got home. So I thought that we should talk about this. And the way I process is I talk and then I learn to see how other people have experienced things in life. So, yeah.
Yeah. And where do you get so you didn't know that, like, I'm guessing the doctor just let you know that this was going to happen, but since you hadn't
there was
experienced any of these symptoms. Yeah.
No, nothing. Honestly, I had my period. Like the day of my surgery, I had my period, and I was embarrassed when the nurse came in and I said, I have my period. You guys are going to do an operation on me. She said, well, you won't have that for long, and that's fine. But there was no support. There was no counseling before or after. Like nothing. I had to talk to people or research on my own.
What would you say would be the biggest whammy for you in that moment? What would be something that you wish that you would have known going into it that hit you the hardest?
People talk about hot flashes and night sweats, and albeit they're the same thing because it's one's happening during the day, one's happening at night. But the triggers, I didn't know what triggers are, and that's something women have to find out for themselves. It's like you self-combust, your whole body's on fire. Like I'd be sitting at meetings at work and I'd be noticing these other women just kind of going like this and taking off their jackets and doing this. I wasn't embarrassed. When I was having a hot flash, I brought an entire fan. Like we went to Spain years ago and I literally bought that fan in. And then one of my coworkers bought me like a little pink fan that I could plug into my laptop at work. So it's you can't take your skin off, but you're that hot, like you're gonna explode. So nobody told me about that. I saw other women going through it, but they're kind of going like this. No, I was like, what clothing can I take off at work? And I couldn't care less what kind of meeting I was in. So yeah, it's the hot flashes.
What would be an example of a trigger?
A trigger, alcohol, and if you break that down, sugar. And what do we like when we come home from work or whatever? We want a cocktail or we want a glass of wine. And I didn't realize that having 1-2 glasses of wine after dinner or with dinner would affect me in my sleep when I went to bed that night. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Which brings me to the topic of why I, look at everything that you're talking. Oh, you have a blog. I should let everybody know that you have a blog and it's called I'm Still Hot, which it's fantastic. And on there you started talking, you started talking about sleep and menopause. And that was probably one of the first articles that I read that you wrote because I wanted to know why am I not sleeping right now? What is going on? Why can't, and I have hypothyroidism. So I'm forever putting more and more blankets and more blankets. And now for the last 3 weeks, I've been opening out the doors and I've been shoving all the blankets over, and my husband doesn't even know what to do. We went from having, the house always sitting at 22, 23, and now it's down to 16, 17. And he's wondering like, what's going on? So I never thought about alcohol having a trigger for that though. Like not a regular, okay. Now I can see on your post that you're taking somewhat of a natural approach right now. Like, would you say that's your main focus, is to do natural supplements and natural eating health plan to kind of help the progress of this, or the longevity or the effects or the symptoms of menopause?
Yeah. And again, everyone is individual. So what works for me is not necessarily going to work for you. But it's at least a sounding board of where you can go from here. You asked me what else I would wish I would have known. I wish I would have known to go to a naturopath. When you talk to your physician, they're very, here's an HRT prescription or whatever. It's like, well, that's life. Just go through it kind of thing. Whereas I talked to another girl, and she actually went and got her hormones tested. So what level of hormones? Because your hormones are being depleted, your estrogen levels are being depleted. We need testosterone in our body. A lot of women don't even think that we need testosterone. We need testosterone to balance things out. So these are conversations you would have with a naturopath, and then they would do blood tests as well. But I've never been on any hormone replacement therapy at all. Again, after I had my surgery, I was researching what can I do to help with the hot flashes. So I just went to Vita Health and went into the women's section and bought some memory loss too, menopause brain. Bought some supplements. So that's another thing that nobody warned me about. We were literally sitting down for dinner one day, and I said, pass the and the kids are looking at me like, what? And then of course I have boys, so they're like, a pen, paper, like, what do you want, Mom? I said, salt, pass the salt. So memory loss is real as well. Brain fog, for sure. There's so many symptoms.
Yeah, I read out the list to my husband once, and I already did the reading out of the list of hypothyroidism. So it's like a double whammy for him. He'll be, both ends. So do you know any other perimenopausal that I should be prepared for as I'm going this next little journey? Because I guess there's no cookie cutter, right? They're saying menopause can take who knows how long. It's different for everybody. And
my operation was 7 years ago, so I do have to say that I'm in a good place now. I do know my body a lot better than I did then. And again, some of my girlfriends are like, I've never had a hot flash in my life. I'm like, are you kidding me? But then they have other issues. Like you said, you read the list out. With regards to perimenopause, you're getting it in increments, right? It's like, this is what you're being prepared for once you reach menopause. And then once you reach menopause, it's a little bit more full blown. And then, it could last for years. My girlfriend's mom is 65, not that that's old. And she's still experiencing night sweats. Like, she cannot sleep at all at night. And then, like I said, I've got other people that have never had a hot flash before, but then they have huge hair loss issues. Like, there's so many different things. As far as perimenopause, I think the hot flashes, the night sweats, weight gain, possibly anxiety. You might notice drier skin. Your skin is changing. You're using the same products, but they're not working as good as they used to. Even makeup. A lot of women are going to non-powdered blush. They're using help me here.
Like a gel or whatever.
So it's a different base because your face is so dry, it just absorbs everything. So perimenopause, like headaches, Yeah, so there's like little snippets, I think, until you actually get into a full-blown menopause. But I really
Wow.
think that it's good to check yourself to see what triggers you, even as something as simple as changing up your exercise routine. If you're huge on cardio and you love your spin classes, that might not be what your body needs right now. Maybe you need to be a little bit more gentler and look at yoga or look at weight training, but like a HIIT, like a quick little 20-minute HIIT exercise. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I definitely agree. I do love taking the natural approach. I know that it's not going to be for everybody. I know some people. I was speaking to a lady just the other day, a woman, good friend of mine, and she said that she tried going natural, and she couldn't. It wasn't enough to deal with the severity of her symptoms. So she did go on to HRT, and then she's just at the end of weaning herself off, or she just weaned herself off. But even that, she had to do it strategically timed because her symptoms were more severe. So I think there's that balance. I definitely am more of a natural approach person, so I'm going to try that. So as I'm going into this, and actually just name two others, I have hair loss and I have dry skin. So I've just found things that help me with that. Tell me, what would you suggest that has worked for you personally right now? And you said the list is long, but what are some like key things right now that you would say you would not go without?
So key things for hair. I don't wash my hair every day because your hair has natural oils, and because we're drying up in a lot of places. Again, I can go onto this topic all day long. Your mouth is going to dry up as well, so you're not going to have as much saliva flowing, and other parts of your body as well. So let's just start from the top of our head with our hair. I have this tool. I bought it on Amazon. It was $8. I massage my head with it as I'm shampooing, and I also don't wash my hair every day. So I wash my hair once every 5 days, and that's because every time you wash your hair, you're losing hair, right? I was coming out with clumps of hair out of the shower, clumps of hair, and now it's thinning, but there's not as much hair loss. So that's number one for sure. So the hair thing for sure, that I love this product every day. And just be kind to yourself. I think just take time to realize your body's changing, and this is a season of your life that is going to happen, and embrace it and go with it.
Right. And I feel, did you change up your diet as well?
I did. And I hate using the word diet.
Right.
Lifestyle change, right? Lifestyle change. And again, you have to figure out what works for you. So I went no sugar. I was miserable. I was absolutely miserable. Then I thought, okay, well, I need a little bit of sugar. Maybe I need more fat. So then I did keto. I did paleo. I did everything under the sun. And now I was gluten-free. I was making gluten-free pizzas. I was driving the family crazy. Like it's crazy. But so now I think a little bit of everything, right? Just everything in moderation. I unfortunately was diagnosed with breast cancer, so I am watching the sugar part of it for sure now. But like last night too, my husband goes and pops one of those lint balls in his mouth or whatever, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, So then I go into my little keto cupboard and I pull out like a keto. So it's not, I'm not having chocolate, but I'm having a different kind of chocolate, right? So diet for sure. Those are triggers as well. Gut health, your microbiomes in your tummy. That's why I think it's important to go see a naturopath, because if you're not aware of these things, it's a good educational experience for sure.
And I've noticed that you have some affiliates. You're affiliated with a couple of companies. MPG, $20 off if they use your code. You have a Sassy 10 discount for Juice Me, which is a local brand. That's awesome. I have another girlfriend that swears by Juice Me, so that's fantastic to support local, as well as you're adding all those nutrients. And then the Appear Anata Cosmetics. So I really love that you're supporting local, Canadian, getting healthy, health and wellness. Is there anything else that we should be on the lookout for you. Oh, sorry, your handle is sassy_with_style.
Yeah.
Your blog is called I'm Still Hot. And is there anything else that you'd like that I'm missing here?
No, thank you for pointing those things out as well. As far as the affiliate links, I actually, I don't like to use the term biohacker, but I am looking into things, again, that help you with your body, with your hormones. One of the things I would recommend women and men, everybody looking into with regards to anxiety and headaches, and as far as our bodies changing, cold plunges. So because we live in Canada, we're always cold. Having said that, when you're menopausal and you're having a hot flash, there's nothing better than a cold shower or a cold bath. And it's very good for your hormones as well. So I've actually just got another affiliate link with a company called Therasage, and they do different biohacking things with your body. I actually just ordered a portable sauna to detox my system. So again, to regulate their hormones, to get all the toxins out, so that you're more in an alkaline state. So that's going to be coming up, and yeah, just trying to get lots of good veggies in. If I've learned anything, it's that I didn't eat enough vegetables, and I thought I did. And unfortunately, where we live, we don't have access to a lot of fresh vegetables, and if we do, it's expensive. So yeah, we all supplement, or we should be supplementing. But when we do have the vegetables, it's not always something that I would run to the organic section for, because it's twice as much. So with this Therasage, they have a bubbler that takes the bacteria out of the bad bacteria out of your vegetables. So yeah, and I'm juicing a ton now. So I juice like 5 pounds of carrots a day. So if you want to contribute to my GoFundMe, no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's a lot of veggies a day. So yeah, so Therasage. Wow. So that's coming up again, or coming up, pardon me, for an affiliate link as well. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I love everything to do with alkaline and getting your body in an alkaline state.
And what works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you, but at least if you try it, then you know, right? And there isn't one thing. That's what I've learned. There's not one thing. There's no magic pill. You have to try a lot of different things or combine things together. Like you were just talking about alkalinity and pregnancy. Acupuncture is very good as well, or it has helped me as well with my hot flashes back then. Massage therapy, anxiety. What's better than going for a massage? Again, so many women are like, no, I don't want anybody touching me. Like, don't touch me. I'm so I always say to the massage therapist, don't turn on the bed because I'm having a hot flash. So they put the fans on for me when I go in there. So, but it's a combination, right? So the foods you eat, the exercise, the supplements. So getting back to your bedtime, do you see how my brain's all over the place? Getting back to your bedtime, magnesium is super important. A lot of people are magnesium deficient. Women especially aren't aware that they're magnesium deficient. Take a magnesium supplement before bed. There's lots of really good ones out there, but they have to be specific for sleep. The other thing is melatonin. A lot of people have the misconception that you get hooked on melatonin. It's a natural product that your body produces. So melatonin is another suggestion before bed. And stick your feet out of the covers and you'll have the best sleep. As long as everything else, and you stick your feet out, you're not going to have as much of a hot flash.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sylvia Sunstrum, and your blog, I'm So Hot. I'd like to have you back again. Stay on. We'll say goodbye, but I want to chat with you a bit afterwards. But thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Dolly. Thank you so much.